Yeah, hey everybody, this is Ian from mindfulmarketplace.com. And in this video, I wanted to do two things. One, extend an invitation to those of you who are at home right now making products or thinking about launching your first product or creating something to sell. I want to invite you to consider collaborating with us at mindfulmarketplace.com. We're looking for people, especially now when lots of folks are finding it challenging to get exposure for their products, their programs, their content, their courses, to collaborate with us and let us help you promote your stuff, to pitch your products to an existing audience. We have a lot of people who are engaged with our social media, as well as a large newsletter list. And I have some folks who are watching this sort of stuff on YouTube. Although it's a smaller audience on YouTube, we have a lot of ways of getting your message out to the masses. So a couple of days ago, I did a short audio recording for our private group, and a lot of people were really struggling to conceptualize how to create products, right? So how to spend this time creating small products for sale. A product doesn't need, I'm not going to get into this all in this video, but at least in my particular or personal ethos, a product simply needs to solve a problem that somebody has. A fast, focused fix is kind of the the sort of verbiage that we're going with. Pop a pain, heal a hurt, and really, solve a very specific problem for a very specific person, and then scale it, right? So what I did is I put together a list of, because there's a diverse group of people in our audience, of 20 some different ways that you can conceptualize creating a product that might extend a bit beyond the conventional thinking of product creation, right? So some of these are, unique to us. Some of them are ideas that I've taken from other places. They're certainly not, tremendously innovative, in terms of, there's only so many different ways of saying the same thing. But I want you to think about some of the positioning, the subtleties in how you can use some of these ideas in your own emerging or ascending business, to really use this time in a cool and creative way. All right, so let's look at some really quick product creation ideas that you'll find something in here that you can do for sure, right? So, number one, services that are productized. And again, I did a video a couple of days ago where I showed you exactly how we're using Leaflets, which is a software as a service that we are productizing by dint of using another person's software to sell services to our audience. So that is a really simple way of creating a product rather than a service. If you think about it as somebody is buying they're buying a landing page for a book launch using the Leaflet service. There's very little customization involved. It's a product. It's templatized, right? It's you're building boundaries and a container around the service and turning it into a product. All right, so that's an important distinction. Productization is a different way of selling services than conventional service sellers, traditionally, work in the world. All right, but we're not going to cover that here, but just put a flag there so you understand that difference. All right, so courses that are productized. This is something else that we're doing. You get a service in conjunction with a course that teaches you how to do that, right? So on our back end of our Mindful Marketplace LMS, that's what we're doing. We are actually offering products. Let's say the Genesis, framework and a custom theme and some other things that we're doing for our clients who need new websites. But we're also then creating a course community where folks will get videos like this and, real interactivity with with other people in a cohort, so they can understand how to use their website, right? So it's a course that is being offered in conjunction with a productized service. All right, so a branded newsletter, like a platform built on something like Curated, Get Review, or even Substack. This is not like a MailChimp style newsletter. It's a product, right? You're creating a platform product, a newsletter, which has real value that can be sold later, that, solves a problem. Let's say community news in your niche or your locality or your town or your industry, or even a disease or, a challenge that people have in an area that you have interest or expertise. Okay. Featured interviews. Again, I know many of you are building marketplaces and directories and authority sites. This is a product. You create a product around an interview, right? So you're saying to your audience, hey, for $399, we will create a beautiful, interactive PDF interview with you. We'll give you a copy of it so you can give it to your audience. We'll post it on our platform. We will, included on your profile if you're building a directory or a marketplace style site. I mean, these are products, right? You can create an interview and people love these as an offer. You can also, of course, integrate something like that with a featured listing, like creating an irresistible offer that includes an interview rather than just offering that as a standalone, product. All right. Illustrations, right? I mean, this is something, or images. There are really these super creative folks in the world who are using things like, like just cool illustrations, art that they're offering for marketers like me. You can go to Icons 8 for an example. They've built an entire business around that model, right? There's tons of folks out there in the world now doing this. If you are an illustrator, you don't necessarily just have to sell your illustrations one by one. You can create packs and limited, sort of limited runs, and then offer those as premium membership style, like in a collective sort of way where folks can get access to these premium icons, premium images, SVGs, PNGs, whatever it may be, for marketing or niche related things. There are lots of examples of this out there now. I use Icons 8. I use some others as well. Check that out if you're unfamiliar with that model. All right. Things like a Slack channel. Again, you can incorporate that, is that you can productize that. A live workshop, a monthly mastermind. I mean, this works wonderfully well if you are running a local directory or local marketplace. You can productize that by dint of putting together 10 people or 20 people in the community and saying every 2 weeks we get on the phone or get on a webinar or get on a live workshop and we discuss local marketing trends. In a moment like the one we're all sort of facing together now, this is the way you step up and stand out and position yourself as the go-to expert, the thought leader, the community leader, whatever it may be in your locality. All right. Using something like Mighty Networks, you can build a community product, right? Mighty Networks, I believe, is still free. I used to use them a couple of years ago. They've really evolved, in leaps and bounds since then. And let me also restate that they have a free tier. It's not a completely free platform, but it's a great, really low cost way of, accessing fantastic software that makes you look like you're some kind of development, wonderkind, and or some sort of it gives you the appearance of superpowers, right? If you can use their software to build your community, folks are going to look at you and think this person knows something that I don't because they've put this whole thing together, right? So check out those sorts of. You can use BuddyPress, which is a free WordPress plugin. Again, all this can be conceptualized as a product rather than just a traditional, website. All right, workbooks, cheat sheets. Use something like Beacon.by. That will allow you to quickly create these things, and offer them as products. I mean, small, fast, focused fixes. All you have to do is interact with your audience in a way that gives them a quick win, right? Years ago, I worked as an affiliate for Tony Robbins and his coaching program. And one of the things, and there was a lot of nonsense in that group, by the way. There was a lot of bullshit and there's a lot of weirdness that goes on behind the scenes in some of these communities. But one of the things that I always remembered that really struck me, it wasn't even something that he said. It was something that one of the folks who was working, closely, who was offering the actual coaching strategies, not the marketing strategies, who said, if you can give people one win, okay, if you can give people 3 wins, you have a business. So the idea is people go so even I do this. You try to offer so many different innovative ideas and angles and like types of different advice. You don't need to do that. Just focus on, like, if you have 1 win, you have a book, right? That was the original point. But if you have 3 wins, you have a business. So all you have to do is find your 1 win, and then piggyback off that, and then add 2 more, kind of tangentially to that 1 win. And now all of a sudden, you can really dive deep on those 3 wins and you have a business, right? So all these things here, workbooks, cheat sheets, challenges, you can use, software like Beacon.by, which I mentioned before. I know I'm talking fast, but to create these things in literally an hour or 2 and then offer those as products and then upsell some kind of high-end interaction with you as the expert to transform their lives and transform your business. All right, audience hours or office hours. Dan Kennedy, and again, these are sort of people from another era, but I mean, he sort of pioneered this idea of offering office hours where he would have his phone on from, let's say, noon till 5 o'clock on a Tuesday, every month or every second week or whatever. And that was a product. Like, people could call in, and if they got lucky, they would get on the phone with him. And I think he would record them and then sell those as well as further products. So there's, you can repurpose that content in cool ways. But when you signed up for his membership, you had access to be able to call in and just randomly get an opportunity to talk to him about your particular business. This really works, and it's something that you can productize. All right, scripts or apps. Again, you can augment and upgrade with a course or community. So if you sell a script or sell an app, you just create a course on how to use it, right? I mean, you can give away a free app, and then you can teach people how to use it, or vice versa. You can sell the app or sell the script and actually give away the course or community for free. Webflow, there's all sorts of examples of popular CMSs that do this. That either give away the technology and then sell the content, or on the other side, they charge for the software, but actually give you access to this whole community of education and content and courses for free. All right, software as a service, solve a problem with X audience with Y secret sauce, or solve a problem with X for Y audience with Z secret sauce. This should have read that. It's actually not. That's not written properly. All right, plugins and themes. You can actually build these to extend a popular CMS. For an example, folks have built membership scripts for Squarespace. Everyone who's in the my community who knows WordPress certainly understands that there are a shitload of plugins and premium themes that folks have built an entire business around selling for WordPress, right? So they're piggybacking off of a popular CMS, in this case, something like WordPress, and selling themes and plugins and premium add-ons that allow them to have built, oftentimes many million, or 7-figure style businesses, really on the back of just understanding how to use something like WordPress, or how to design for WordPress or develop for WordPress, etc. All right, sponsored content on your site. Again, this is something that applies to those of you building digital media brands or platforms, audits, life audits, brand audits. I mean, I do something called a clarity consult, same general idea, where you're basically getting on the phone with somebody or working through looking at a website and giving them an audit, right? Saying this is how I've changed this or that, or how the design flow works, or how the conversion centric pieces come together. Life coaches give life audits. There's all sorts of ways of incorporating this style service and then productizing it. All right, subscriptions, physical goods. You can sell a monthly recurring product sent via through the mail. That's become very popular in the direct marketing space. Again, even with the incredible availability of things like email and all the different digital ways of delivering content. A lot of people now are going back to these sort of hard good mailings as a way of delivering value to their readers. I know a guy well who I worked with a couple months ago who he everything he does now, his profit center is really the stuff that he's sending out hard copies on a subscription based service on every month. He sends a couple thousand people a hard good that it's a physical newsletter and a CD and stuff like that feels obsolete or outdated, but really people are paying for it. All right, audio files, email access to coaching. I mean, again, these are certainly not my idea, but they work wonderfully well. Challenges. This is a great way of productizing your passion or productizing what you do best. So, I know people in our space, the mindfulness space. I mean, there are a plethora of different mindfulness challenges now going on at any time. As a matter of fact, Deepak Chopra, who I don't necessarily love, but he did something with Oprah that challenge, like a 21-day meditation challenge through this pandemic, that actually the newsworthiness of that challenge was the fact that it was so popular that it broke. That their server went down. I think it was Oprah's, website crashed and was inaccessible for a period of time because so many people were participating in this challenge, simultaneously. There are a number of people that I know in our mindfulness community who are running various forms of challenges. Some are doing well, some are doing not so well. But if you do it well, it works really well. And I see these all the time. So there's absolutely no reason that anyone who's watching this who has some level of professional expertise or passion can't incorporate this idea into their own business. By the way, I have a really good template for challenges that works wonderfully well, and I'm happy to give that to anybody who wants it. Just send me an email, hi@mindfulmarketplace.com. I will probably put it up on one of our CMS communities or our LMS, communities, our learning, our course communities over the course of the next couple of weeks. All right, so here's one other thing, and this is just the offer part of this. You can download some new stuff that we're going to be putting out pretty frequently here for those of you who are either in the service-based professional industry. If you're selling services and things like that, and you're struggling, there's going to be a bunch of free content here that you can download. Some is been here for a while, but lots of new stuff is coming. We also have a brand new affiliate program. If you are looking to either sell your stuff, right? If you are a designer, a developer, or you have content that you want to sell, we are looking for partners, people who want to either sell courses or products or content for us, with us, collaborate with us. We are looking for partners, right? And if you are not interested in that, but you think you have an audience of professional peers or friends or family who need web design, who need coaching, consulting, who want to write a book, who want to build their brand, we have an incredibly lucrative affiliate program that you can sign up for here. There'll be a link actually that you can access. Is this even the right URL? I think it is. Actually, this is the right URL. Right, so there's a type form here. I'll actually have the link in the YouTube description box. But we have some of these offers pay a couple $1,000s per referral, and it's ethical. Uh, there are some really innovative things we're going to be doing in the publishing space that we are doing now, and you can benefit from that, even if you have no experience, working with entrepreneurs. So just send us, fill out this form and we'll get back to you. And, if it's a good fit, we'd be happy to collaborate with you or your community. Okie doke. If you want this PDF, right, you can access that. I will have this available with all these different types of content. And of course, you can watch this video. I'll have a video available, or of me explaining some of these different things within the course community as well. It'll also be obviously on YouTube, where I know many of you are hearing my voice right now. Okie doke. I hope this has been helpful. And if you have any questions, as always, either leave us a comment or send me an email, hi@mindfulmarketplace.com. Last thing is, I will be doing a lot more videos that may become annoying. You may want to unsubscribe if you've gotten this far, the chances are you won't be unsubscribing. But I think some people will probably be getting annoyed by the sheer volume of content that I have coming out. Some of this content is with some other people, but 75% is just me blathering on like this. So if you're not interested in hearing my voice so much anymore, just unsubscribe either from my email list if you're part of that, or obviously on YouTube. You know what to do. Okay, doke. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.